Welcome to episode 72 of the ABC GCI Coffee Break podcast. My name is Allison Jackson, joined each week by Mike Maloney and Kayla Rodriguez Santiago. Before we get into the episode, I'd like to thank our presenting partner for Fernandes Masonry, as well as our lightning round sponsor, Carhartt Company Gear. Mike, tell us a little bit about our sponsors this month.
Well, we're very happy and proud to have Vera with us this month on the podcast, but as a presenting sponsor. Fernandes Masonry was established in New Bedford, Massachusetts. And they've been around since 1997. They're a dynamic masonry construction firm dedicated to serving a diverse clientele. They have grown to one of the premier masonry contractors in New Bedford, Massachusetts, as well as the surrounding area. They believe in safety, quality craftsmanship, and customer service. They're doing some great work down there on the South Shore, as well as all over Massachusetts. So be sure to reach out to the folks over there, as well as our friends over at Carhartt Company Gear. They're your one-stop shop to buy uniforms and build crew pride. So Carhartt's been a huge supporter of not only the podcast, but of GCI. So we're lucky that we get to have Vera on with us this week and to have two wonderful sponsors. So one thing we talked about this week was an amazing story that popped up was a Colorado woman finds shockingly big snakes in the walls of new home, and she said she's scared to death. Pod Squad, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know if I would classify it as amazing as much as I would classify that story as terrifying, nightmarish, horrifying. Never want to imagine that happening to me. I would set my house on fire.
Absolutely. Big nope. It's a big nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
It said that she bought this home and she was excited to move into her newly purchased home, and that they were shockingly big snakes in the walls. And while she was unpacking, she noticed her dog started walking very slowly, thinking it was a spider or something. And there were two little holes, and she saw snakes slither up the wall, she said.
Oh my gosh. Nature just taking over. Where? This was in Colorado?
Colorado. And she's had some experts come out, and everyone says they're just garter snakes, but they're really big garter snakes.
Oh my!
She spent quite a bit of money to have them removed. The snake wrangler believes they've been there for almost 2 years. The company sold the house said they never heard of a snake problem there per the outlet, right? So could be according to a president of a Denver-based pest wildlife control. It's possible there could be a snake den below the garage. A snake den.
Oh my gosh.
Nope. So it sounds more like something like a story that would come out of Australia.
Right?
Yeah, that's something that you do hear from Australia, right? They have all the crazy bugs.
But those animals would be, if it was Australia, they'd be poisonous.
Oh,
at least they're not poisonous snakes. Because a snake den, absolutely not.
I can't. Can you imagine hearing the slither? You just hear it.
No, I cannot, because at the sight of one snake inside of my dwelling, yes. I am packing up my cats and I'm getting out. I'm done. Yep. I'm over it. I will find somewhere to live.
Maybe I was just gonna say maybe our cats can be the superheroes in this story. You know, they kind of swipe them.
Here's the thing. I do have one cat, and she's a little hunter. And there was a stink bug in our house the other day, and it was really funny because I didn't think that it would actually work, but I yelled, "Mimi, I need your help!" And she ran upstairs right away.
No way.
Where I've never tried that before, so I'm going to keep it up. But then I pointed her face at where the bug was, and then I don't know what happens, but the bug flew down toward her, and she smacked it with her hand and then went under the bed. And we thought that she had taken care of it.
Oh,
because we didn't see it again for a few hours. And then a little later, my boyfriend was laying down, and all of a sudden he went, "It's on me. It's on me." And I just screamed and ran. And he ended up getting it and just letting it outside, because you don't want to smash it and stink up your house.
Oh my gosh, they smell so bad.
I was thinking though this morning, it's funny because, I was ready for my cat to just eat it, kill it, be done with it. I think the best thing that could have happened was my boyfriend finding it and letting it out because that thing survived. And I don't know what torture that it endured from my cat underneath the bed for however long. But I don't think there are going to be any more bugs coming into my house. I think that the reputation has been set and we are safe. So thank you, Mimi.
You see all the little bugs flying by, like we can't go in that house.
Don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Yeah. There's a vicious
crazy
cat.
There's a crazy cat in there.
And I've got the two dogs at home. I don't think my dogs would fight off a snake attack. I think
I've met one of your dogs, and I'm telling you right now, there's no world where she's going to fight off anything.
No,
she's going to lay there and she's going to let you handle it.
Yeah, she would be eaten. She'd be swallowed whole and eaten to be snake food. But this poor woman says she can't unpack her stuff because she's definitely afraid of the snakes in the boxes or under the boxes. And she said it's like you crawl into bed, and if the sheet brushes your foot, you immediately rip the covers off or jump out of bed to make sure there's nothing in there. I'm
sorry, she's still going to be moving into the home and living there, despite the fact that there may be a snake den underneath the home. Oh my gosh. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, and then I think
immediately no.
I think we need to get Samuel L. Jackson to shoot a movie, Snakes on the Wall, right? Did Snakes on the Plane.
No, you need what you need is a flamethrower and to just condemn it.
And that always works. That's a solid plan, Allison. That always works.
What other critters are you afraid of? Snakes do it for me. I'm not a big snake.
I hate birds. I hate birds.
Really?
I hate birds. I like parrots, though. I like that they can talk to me and communicate with me. Otherwise, I really don't like very many birds at all.
Not even chickens? They're like chickens?
They're fine.
All right.
They're like
turkeys.
They serve me, and I can, like we can give. It's like a reciprocal relationship. They give you eggs. I give them food. Okay. You know what I mean? Like that's reciprocal. I'm okay with that. Like they're not out to get me. They just want to mind their own business. Really, they can usually be very sweet. Actually, I've heard. But no, if you know me, I'm not. I literally will have a guttural scream if I see a turkey.
What about bugs? Are you afraid of bugs too?
I am. I don't like bugs. I hate spiders. I don't like anything that's smaller. Like centipedes freak me out. Even though usually when you see a centipede, it's a good sign. It means that your like the humidity is good and stuff like that, or I don't know, something along those lines. But I just don't like to see them. I don't want them crawling on me, near me, on my things in my house.
But they can also like just be super gigantic, right? Like you have the silverfish and they come out of nowhere and they're just like, for no reason, they're like 3 inches long and you're like, why are you this big?
Yeah.
You know?
I scream, I jump.
Bees? Are you okay with bees? Hornets?
I'm okay with bees. I like bees. Bees are another there's a reciprocal relationship.
They pollinate the flowers, they give us honey, right?
My wife is definitely afraid of bees. Like she won't, if she's outside by the
pool. Is she allergic?
Nope. Just hates the idea of bees crawling.
I've never been stung, but it worries me a little bit because I've never been stung. I don't know if I'm allergic or not. But over the past few years, I have become a lot more. I don't know. I like bees a lot more over the years. They don't bother me.
All right. So this week we got a great episode. We got Vera, our ABC chairperson, first female woman chairperson of the ABC board, which is fantastic. It's great to be part of that history. She's just an overall nice person. So we'll hear from Vera. Welcome to the podcast, our chairperson. Vera, how do I properly say your last name? Just so I know.
Vadeboncoeur.
Vadeboncoeur.
Yes.
All right. And she's with us today. She is the first, and I'm excited to say this, the very first woman ABC chairperson. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Vera, we know you're busy. We know you're a busy person, and we're so glad to have you on here. And we're so honored to have you as the president. The chairperson of the board, because we had our event last week and you were one of the only people that volunteered to race the big wheels. We were so excited to see that big wheel race go off, and you were one of the very first people to volunteer. So that's fantastic.
That's fun. We won't mention how I broke the big wheel, right?
We won't. No one. Listen, you had to be there, right? What happens at the big wheel race stays at the big wheel race.
Beautiful.
We won't talk about it, right? We're hoping next year we do something, do something like that again, because it was a great idea. And it was a good time. So why don't you introduce yourself to the listeners, because maybe people might not know who you are and what you do for Fernandes Masonry.
Sure. So my name is Vera Vadeboncoeur. I am the controller here at Fernandes Masonry. And yeah, I've been, this year makes, actually in April of 20 years, I've been working for my brothers who are the owners. And it's certainly been a great experience and loved it, loving it.
This is again, like my third guest I've talked to this week that is a generational type of business, right? Where your brothers came over and you came over and they started this business, and you guys have been, down on the South Shore of Massachusetts doing your masonry stuff. So why don't you tell us a bit about Fernandes Masonry and maybe what some of the stuff that you guys specialize in?
What do we, so we do, public and private work. We do a lot of commercial, high schools, middle schools, fire stations, pump stations. So we work a little bit with the Navy. So CVS's private sector, and CVS's, Walgreens, some housing development. So we've certainly been busy.
And as part of being an ABC member, what are some of the highlights of being an ABC member? Because I've been trying to talk to some members, especially the ones that have been on for a while now. What are some of the benefits you see of being an ABC member?
Yeah, so I just go back to when we joined ABC, and as a chair, and I reflect on that and what did ABC do and what does it do for to help out companies. And in my case, when we started doing prevailing wage, it was kind of, we learned the do's and don'ts and what to do and the rules and regulations in the public sector, and just joining ABC and having classes and safety training and that you did, and the prevailing wage workshops you guys had, it certainly helped me. And it was a great membership. It was definitely something we certainly benefited from.
And I know that your time as chairperson isn't very long, but what are some of the things you're trying to get accomplished, I guess, if that's the right word to use, right? You don't have, what are you trying to get accomplished during your time? So when you're trying to pass the torch, when people say Vera did this, what do you think they're going to be talking about?
Honestly, I feel like we need to bring more education to ABC and get companies more knowledgeable of what's going on. Huge things have been the MFLA, human resources, just try to keep in compliance and bring back the basics, in-person stuff. And I know Zoom is also be able to maybe we've gotten so used to it, but it's great to have in person and forget about no more excuses about COVID and just carry forward.
Yep. And it's funny, I don't think you're alone in that. I think there's a lot of members that would really like us to, it's even teachers. We're hearing things from teachers like, do more in-person things. For a while there, students and teachers were talking about more virtual stuff, but I think that virtual has its place, I think. But I think in the business that we're all in, right, even Fernandes Masonry, you can't lay block and stone virtually. You've got to be there in person, right? So being able to meet your customers, your clients, our members in person is great. We just had a fantastic event, the Cars and Contractors for a Cause, and you brought a pretty neat car. Why don't you tell us a bit about the car, why you brought the car and what the car means to you?
Yeah, so besides Fernandes Masonry, I am part of the treasurer for a nonprofit organization called Team Noah Foundation, and it's a memory of my nephew Noah. So at the time we created this foundation in his honor, and unfortunately we lost Noah in 2016 to a rare mitochondrial disease disorder. So he was with us for 10 more years. When he had 5, that's when we found out he was diagnosed with this disease, and they only gave him 3 months. So we went, and my Victor Fernandes, one of my brothers who owns Fernandes Masonry, and his wife at the time, they created Team Noah to help out families that are struggling with disabilities. At least he has a business, you can kind of get through it somehow. But he thought about a lot of families that children have this, but what happens when they can't afford a wheelchair or can't afford the disabilities that that they need to help their children. And a lot of this stuff is very expensive. So it's actually been 11 years that we've been throwing a couple events a year, a wine tasting and a golf tournament. So we raise, around 120 to 150,000 a year for families, and we've done a lot within the years. We actually built a fully handicap accessible playground in Pope's Island here in New Bedford, and we've given away about 5 fully handicap accessible vans. We've given the bikes, all specialty things for children. So that's something definitely close to my heart, and I could talk about that all day, all night, that I love to do. And we have some great, the foundation is a great team, and we have some amazing people behind in the community that is able to help us be successful and continue helping other families.
And the car that you brought was fantastic. So last week we had our Cars and Contractors for a Cause, right? It was a car show. It was a fundraiser for GCI, and you brought a car that there was no other car like it. There's nothing like it at the car show. Very, I think it was super cool. Tell us about the car.
Yes, sorry, I didn't answer that question.
That's all right.
The car behind it, the whole story is that Noah loved Lightning McQueen from the cartoon movie Cars. And even when he had lost his vision, he still wanted to play the movie, and he listened to it. And Lightning McQueen was his favorite car. So we had Victor had and the team had a car built in his honor at the time, and now it became in his memory, and we still keep it. And we have a couple of things that the kids love it, and it's a small replica
It's a full-size car. It looks just like Lightning McQueen. You walk in, it's got the eyes on the windshield, looks just like it. It's got the lightning bolt on the side. It's amazing. It's definitely an eye catcher. You got to take a picture of it, and I'll be sure to post a picture. I think it's going to be here when I post the picture. But it was an amazing. You had a beautiful plaque that talked about Team Noah. It was a great, super creative, right? Not a lot of people do that, but whoever did that did a fantastic job. So what's next for Team Noah, do you think? Are they going to grow? Are they going to do more events, you think?
Yes, so thank you for asking. We'll certainly continue doing what we're doing as long as I can. But one of the major projects, and we're actually looking on South Coast, if anybody who's listening, maybe they know somebody who knows somebody, you never know. But we're looking to land that we can build a 4-family townhouse for family with disabilities.
Wow.
So we did already with a couple of other foundations. Another thing, we built a house for a grandmother that was taking care of 3 grandkids with disabilities. So we built it, but it wasn't just a Team Noah, it was 2 other foundations, and we built it together. We kind of did in our version of a home extreme makeover for this grandmother, and we're really awesome.
What a great story. Great idea.
So we're looking to do that for 4 families, and be able to once we built it, we'd want somebody to be able to give it away and take care of it. But that's we're raising money. Hopefully that's one of our goals.
And if somebody out there wants to get in touch with you or somebody else in the Team Noah Foundation, how can they do that?
Yeah, so they can email me, Vera at teamnoahfoundation.org, or they can call 774-930-0288.
And then everybody out there listening, reach out to Vera, please. Want to make a donation. She would love to add you to the team here. But if anybody else is listening, is thinking about joining ABC Massachusetts, what is some advice you would give them? Because we get a lot of people that say, I don't know if it's for me, I'm not sure. What would you tell them if someone was thinking about joining the chapter?
Yeah, I honestly, I get for each business is different. It certainly depends, but it's a great connecting place, right? Social events are great to be able to meet other people and with connection get more business, right? I think that's huge. Second, being able to have access to more education in what's going on with the state, and to be able to keep in compliance. So that's due, and then you have the little perks of going the golf tournament, which is exciting, the breweries that we go to attend, and just within the gatherings. I could go on and on, but I think those are everybody benefits from that.
Right. I think you're hit the nail on the head. I think it's great. And it's, again, having a chairperson like Vera that stands behind ABC Massachusetts. She gets what we do, right? She's been a member for years, and she is totally passionate about ABC Massachusetts. So I've only been here for a short time, and I'm so happy to have Vera on board. And thanks for supporting the podcast. Vera is actually supporting the podcast for this month. So when we go get the video up there, you're gonna see a little Fernandes Masonry logo. Could be here down below me, probably. But yeah, we'll put it on the actual video. So thanks for supporting the podcast. We appreciate it. Now comes everybody's favorite part, is the lightning round. I'm gonna ask you 10 rapid fire questions.
Oh wow. Well,
right,
thank you. And first time being on podcast too.
Oh,
so that's a couple of firsts.
All right, she's not a rookie
lightning
anymore.
Round, oh boy, go.
Lightning round. So, all right, so here we go. If you have to sing karaoke, what song do you pick?
Summer of '69.
Oh, right, well, Bryan Adams, good. If a movie was made of your life, who would play you?
Ooh, that's a great question. Victoria Beckham.
Love it. If you were left on a deserted island with either your worst enemy or no one, which would you choose and why?
Worst enemy.
Worst enemy. Why would you choose your worst enemy?
So have somebody to talk to.
What is your absolute dream job?
I mean, I love what I do, but if I could go back, I would want to be a psychologist.
Oh boy. Say you're independently wealthy and don't have to work. What would you do with your time?
I would volunteer at hospitals and take care of babies.
Oh, that's a
and
great one.
Hold the babies.
Oh, that's a great one. Oh, yeah, that's a great one. What was the worst job you ever had?
Oh, I loved all my jobs. I guess I would say potentially I worked at a dietary kitchen aid, and I had to do a lot of dishes.
I've had those jobs too. I'm not a big dishwasher person. What would your superpower be and why?
Superpower. Be able to know what people were thinking.
Ooh, no, oh God. Favorite breakfast food?
Omelet.
Are you a traveler or a homebody?
Traveler.
Have you ever met your idol or someone you revere greatly? Like, have you ever met your idol?
I haven't met my idol. No, but I've met some great people, and I've met some Portuguese singers that I absolutely adored when I was younger, and I got to meet them recently in the last couple of years, and that was pretty amazing.
Are you a morning person or a night person?
Morning.
Weirdest food you've ever eaten?
Frog legs.
Did you like them?
Yeah.
All right. If you could go to Mars, would you?
Sure.
And the zombies are attacking the Fernandes Masonry office in the zombie apocalypse. Who would you choose to fight with you? If you could pick anybody you wanted to fight with you.
In my office, or
to be on your team, anybody out there attacking the office, who would you want to help fight these zombies?
Oh man, I can't depend on anybody but myself.
Just Vera by herself, just knocking those zombies back. That's all right. I would choose Vera to be on my team.
No, here in the office, or
anybody. You can pick anybody.
I guess I'll get my husband.
Your husband. He'd come down and just start slamming them around. All right.
I hope he'd protect me. I mean, come on, I cook for him. He's gotta protect me against zombies.
You could say that to him. Hey, I cook for you. You better protect me. All right.
Something.
Awesome. All right. That's amazing lightning round. Like I said, we can't say enough words about Vera. She's amazing, and it's so great to have her. I'm glad she's on our team. Glad she's on our side. And we will thank Vera very much for being on. Vera, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Mike.
Shout out to Vera for coming on the podcast and just hanging out with us, chatting with us. I do want to give her a shout out because at our Cars for Contractors fundraiser event, she jumped right into the big wheel competition, and she was such a champ. If you haven't seen the video that our videographer created, definitely go on the ABC Mass LinkedIn and just check it out. It's an awesome video. Shout out to Blacklist Arsenal for creating that. And we're going to get right into trainings. Allison, what do we have for trainings coming up?
Lots going on in May and June. Summer is coming, so get your first aid CPR certification in. May 23rd at the GCI Woburn office from 5 to 9. Then, if you are an electrician, make sure you get your 15-hour continuing education. Again, going to be at the GCI Woburn office. 4 days. You do have to attend all 4 days to get the full certification. May 30th, June 1st, June 6th, and June 8th from 5 to 9 each night. And we have a basic trenching regulations class on June 3rd from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Just a quick refresher. If you've never taken it before, a really good way to get your feet wet and get to know what you need to know when you are trenching. And also, when this episode drops, we will be just under a week out from our Student Appreciation Night. If you have not gotten your tickets, make sure you get those because we are going to be closing registration the morning of the game. If you still want to sponsor, we still have some options for you. If you want to sponsor, make sure that you get your sponsorship in by May 15th. If you have any questions about any trainings or the Student Appreciation Night event, feel free to reach out to any of us, me, Allison at gwgci.org. Mike, what's going on with the news this week?
Before we talk about the news, we will talk about the amazing event that Carol Fiola put on last week for the Cars and Contractors for a Cause, the fundraiser for the Gould Construction Institute. It was a bit dicey there in the morning. We weren't sure about the weather because it's been so kind of cloudy, dreary, rainy, and it didn't rain. It was a beautiful, it was a little cool, but it's still springtime here in New England. It was a great event. Lots of beautiful cars. The food was great. The company was even better. We gave away some great raffle prizes. Carol really hit a home run with this one. A lot of people loving it. They want to do it again. They want to do it again soon. Steve Nardone took home the big prize with his Ford Thunderbird. So thanks to Steve for, again, coming out and supporting the event. It's fantastic.
Yeah, we had some really great vendors at the event as well. We had the Tiny Pub, our bartender Tina. Shout out to Tina, she was the best. And then we also had brick oven pizza out of the back of an old firefighter engine. How cool is that? So be sure to check out our events coming up because Carol Fiola is just bringing the heat, and it is a blast to be attending these events.
It's amazing. She does a great job. But so now for a favorite part, now the news weekly update brought to you by Kenny and Sam's and Patriot Benefit Services. Featured news of the week includes a quick little statement from Vera. She talks about making mental health part of your company's safety program during Mental Health Awareness Month, which is the month of May. And there is some awareness behind it with ABC's Total Human Health Initiative, which is focused on building a resilient workforce, connected through relationships and engaged in performing construction work to a high standard. The initiative incorporates a whole person approach to engage a person's body, mind, heart, and soul, psychological safety that is respectful and inclusive of a diverse workforce, acknowledgement of the risk of distraction, impairment, and responding with appropriate care. So thanks to Vera for that message. We've also have upcoming events. We got Student Appreciation Night, which is going to be next Thursday night out at Polar Park. You're going to want to be sure to attend that. Like Allison said, registration is going to close and quite a lot of people coming, which is great. There's a Building Your Foundation Contractor Fundamentals Seminar Series on Wednesday, May 31st. It runs through November 29th. It's a great edit. ABC Mass and the Gould Construction Institute are happy to announce Building Your Foundation Contractor Fundamentals Seminar Series. The goal of the series is to help our member firms with some of the fundamental aspects of running a construction business. So that runs from May 31st to November 29th.
Mike, I'd just like to add in really quickly about the Building Your Foundation seminar series.
Please.
So you can purchase those as single seminars. You don't have to attend all of them to, get what you need out of it. You can look at each of the seminars and you can attend one, you can attend a couple. You can also, you get a price break if you do purchase 3. So reach out to Carol Fiola for any questions about registration. And we also have that on the ABC Mass website. So it's going to be a really, really great seminar series. We have some awesome speakers lined up, some really great content coming for you. And then if there's anything that you don't see in this Building Your Foundation seminar series, we are planning to have another set of it going forward. So if there are any topics that you would like to see on that seminar series that you would like to hear about, please reach out to Carol or myself, and we would be happy to put that on the schedule.
And Allison and Carol working super hard in the background to make this a success. Thanks you for that explanation. You did it better than I could have We've got a webinar coming up for Thursday, June 1st, contractors liens, how to get paid promptly on construction projects. On Tuesday, June 6th, we got a lunch and learn, a review of workforce training funds available from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And on June 15th, we have the big one. That's the ABC Mass annual golf outing down at Pine Hills in Plymouth, Mass. So if you don't get to come to any other events and you can only come to one event, put that golf tournament on your calendar because it's a great event. It's a beautiful day to be out playing golf. ABC staff is there, GCI staff is there. We're looking to have a good time. So be sure to come to that. Let's see. Member updates. First Nick Painting completes slate at Merrimack. Congratulations to the team over at First Nick on a successful completion of slate at Merrimack, a vibrant new mid-rise apartment community in Merrimack, New Hampshire. Well done. Deco hosts annual Girls at Work Play. They were there showing young girls what construction has to offer through its second annual program, Girls at Work Inc. The 2-day effort allowed 200 girls to see what welding and pipe fitting are all about and the tremendous potential it holds for them. And then we want to make sure we congratulate Callahan as they empower strong voices to make safe choices. And as always, if you want to be on the podcast, please let us know, Mike at gwgci.org. And if you have something you want to share in the newsletter, please reach out to communications@abcma.org. It's going to be a great summer. It's just getting started. Check back, every week we talk about news and training and events coming up. So be sure to listen. And what do you got for us, Alice? Anything else?
I think that's it. So with that, be sure to follow us on Instagram at ABCGCI Coffee Break. And be sure to follow us on all the places that you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, the list goes on. Be sure to rate us 5 stars, leave us a comment, makes us happy, makes us smile. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you all next week.